So here's lesson 4. So last time we talked about the C chord and the G chord and switching back and forth between them. Hopefully you've been practicing that to the point where you're really irritated that I asked you to do that. But that's how you learn. So let's play some more chords and we'll go through the basics. We've now got C and G under our belt. And what typically goes with that? And that is F, which is kind of easy. F is used quite a bit. And F is an odd chord. Here you have E. In fact, let's just do E first. So here's E. And E is index on the first fret of the G string, and then on the second the second fret, you put your ring finger. Okay, it's just easier to finger that way. To try and do it in order like that, and then now the fingers are all twisted up, it's weird. So easiest way is index, first fret, G string, ring finger on the second fret of the D string, and the middle finger on the second fret of the A string. Pretty chord. Now I'm showing you this before the F because there's a reason for it. So that's an E. And an E, well, they're all really good to learn, but this will be the next switch between E and A. Let me show you how to play A. So A, there's a lot of different ways to play it. Some people play it all their fingers in on the same spot. Some people bar it like that. The way I play it is index finger on the G string, second fret, ring finger on the second fret of the B string, and middle finger on the second fret of the D string. Okay, this is the way I would recommend playing it. Experiment, see what you like. I just find this is easier because when I've tried to, when I was first starting out, I thought, well, I'll just have all three of them straight across like this. There really isn't room to do that. So you have to kind of go that way. Also, if you're playing an A7, which you play in a lot of different styles, you would just basically lift that index finger out of there. All right, so E chord, A chord, and let's go to what generally goes with these in songs is the D chord. How do you make a D? So, middle finger on the second fret of the E string, the high E, and then the index finger on the second fret of the G string, and the ring finger on the third fret of the B string. What do you want to do with all these? Well, if you remember from the last lesson, you want to practice going back and forth between those three chords. at first you're doing, you know, this, and, man, curse that guy, I hate that song. Normal. It's gonna take some time. Last time you learned 2 chords. This time you're learning 3, but there's more. Remember, I was going to show you the F chord, so now I'm going to show you the F chord, and I'll show you why I waited. That's an E. Okay, we just made that, remember? Well, if you bar, and that is you're taking your index finger and you're going across all the strings on the 1st fret. Barring is miserable, but it's necessary often. But what you're doing with the other strings, you're making an E. You're moving it up 1 fret. Sounds like every Western kind of thing. The bad guy shows up, okay? So that's an E, that's an F. Now, this is tiring to make this F. And you can do that if you want, and it's a handy thing, and classical players do it, because you go from here, and then you move it up 2 frets, and it's a G. You move it up 2 frets, it's an A. Up 2 frets, it's a B. Up 1 fret, that's a C. So this way is pretty handy. It's also pretty tiring. Most people, when they make an F, they make it this way. So what they do is they use their index finger to fret the B and the E string, and then on the 1st fret, and then they use their middle finger to fret the G string on the 2nd fret, and their ring finger, to fret the 3rd string or 3rd fret of the D string. I think my brain's starting to fail here. All right, and then they use their thumb to get that low B in the bass. And this is especially useful if you're playing fingerstyle, which I'll show you what I mean. Now, this method, this F, makes it easy to go to a C, which is often where that goes in a song. So it's handy, and if you're playing things, a little sloppy there, but I'll get into using a little finger on another lesson. All right, let's wrap this up with one more. The chord you're probably wondering about, you didn't hear, and that's B. And I don't mention B at first because it's just a miserable chord to make. That's a B. And so what this really is, you're barring, just like you did for the F, but you're moving it up a fret, and now you're using your little finger to go across all 3 strings, the D string, the G string, and the B string. Kind of a rock and roll chord. Some songs have B minor in there. It's easier to finger than a regular B. That might be why. But that's a B. So for today, you want to practice. Don't forget to practice your G and your C and alternating between them. But now you can throw in your F. And your E. And your A. And your D. So So practice, go back and forth between D and A, D and A, D and A, then D and E, D and E, then F and G, then F and C, then F and E. You got your work cut out for you. So go to it, and I'll see you next time.